Can number 12, Shamika buys 3 shirts for $25 each. That means she spends $75. And it wants to, excuse me, she'll get a discount for that. So let's see, if less than $50 is 25%, $50 to $100, that's how much she spent, then she'll get a 30% discount. So we're going to take 30% of 75 and find out what is her discount. What's her total after the discount? So it's $75 minus 30% of $75. And 30% of 75 is $22.50. So we have 75 minus $22.50, and that's $52.50. So there's our answer. So we had to figure out the discount, the percentage, subtract that from the total, and it's $52. Number 18, we need to add the exponents or combine them. 6 minus 2 is simply 4. So it is 5 to the 4th power. The correct answer is C. So all I do is add the exponents. On the next one, number 19, again, add the exponents because it's the same base. Negative 5 and 3 is negative 2. So letter A. Which of the following shows the next step using the least common denominator to simplify this? Okay, well, our least common denominator is 24. To get that, I would have to multiply by 3, or 3 over 3. To get this to be 24, I'd have to multiply the top and the bottom by 4, or 4 over 4. Therefore, the correct answer number 21. Notice that we have 3 4s on the bottom, 2 on top. So that means we're going to have 1 4 on the bottom. Because remember, if you have 2 x's on top and 3 x's on the bottom, you're going to end up with 1 x on the bottom. Same thing goes with this one for the 4s. You have 2 on top, 3 on the bottom. You're going to have 1 of them on the bottom. And then I have 5 on top, 5 3s on top, 5 of them on the bottom, so that's gone. Then I have 4 2s on top and 2 of them on the bottom, so that means I'm going to have 2 2s, or 2 squared, up on top. Well, 2 squared is just 4. So it's 4 over 4, which is 1. It's the correct answer. Number 22, it says, which expression is equivalent to this? Okay, number 23. You have 10 3s on top, 2 of them on the bottom. That means you're going to be left with 8 of them up on top. Okay, number 24. I know that square root 100 is 10. And I know that square root 400 is 20, right? Because 20, 20, 20. Okay, so this much I know. So I know that square root 225 is somewhere in between here. It's in between 10 and 20. So that tells you right away that it can't be 25, it can't be 35, and it can't be 45. It must be that as an answer. By the way, 225, that's 25 times 9. That's 9 quarters. Excuse me. 9 quarters makes 225. And 25 is 5 times 5. And 9 is 3 times 3. So see, these two can jump out, and you have 5 times 3, which is 15. Number 25, if x is 100, plug that in there, and square root of 100 is 10. So basically I have 4 times 10. 4 times 10 is 40. Number 26. Okay, remember this is absolute value symbol, which is how far it is from 0. 9 minus 5 is 4, and 6 minus 8 is negative 2. Now, how far is 4 from 0 on the number line? It's 4 spaces. How far is negative 2 from 0 on the number line? It is 2 spaces. 4 minus 2 is 2. Number 28, they want to know which one, if you plot on the number line, which one would be closest to 5? Well, this is, absolute value of negative 4 is 4. Absolute value of a negative 18 is 18. 7 is 7 spaces from 0. 16 is 16 spaces from 0. And so the one that's closest to 5 on the number line, letter A. Okay, now go ahead and turn your paper over. Number 29, we have the sum, which means adding the number n and 14 is, that means equals, 72. Okay, and so which one is closest to this or is equivalent? Letter A. Okay, number 30, I substitute the numbers for the letters. 4 times 3 is 12, minus 2 times 4 is 8. 12 minus 4 is 4. Number 31, again, I substitute. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. 12 and 15 is 27. Number 32, which operation will change the value of any non-zero number? So if you have a number, which one of these is going to change the value of it? So for example, if I take the number 5, and if I add 0, I still get 5. If I times it by 0, I get 0. See, it changed. If you multiply by 0, you're going to change the operation. That operation is going to change the value. If I multiply by 1, I get this 5. If I divide by 1, I still get 5. So it's letter B. Okay, I'm going back up to the top to number 33. Okay, we want to know what property this is. This is where looks like I'm taking the outside times each one inside. So that would be letter C, distributive property. On number 34, if you take letter B and you use distributive property, 3 times x minus 3 times y, you get 3x minus 3y. That's the same as the problem. It wants to know which one's equivalent. The answer is letter B. (35) Which one illustrates the inverse property of multiplication? In other words, a multiplicative inverse, also known as the reciprocal. Letter A. Number 36, which one is the distributive property? Well, look at letter A. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 6 is 24. It's letter A. Okay, now I'm going down to the left, number 37. Okay, 37, which one is using the distributive property? So, by the way, that times right there, it's normally written like this. They don't put an X right there. But, so if I went like this, 8 times 100, well, that's 800. 8 times 5, that's 40. So, D is a correct answer. Okay, slide sideways. What is an example of inequality? That would be letter B. That has an inequality sign in there, a greater than.